The eastern reaches of Annapolis River don't carry much current. Though it's well and truly flowing west, the water is dark and holds few obstacles to raise a rapid. These dim autumn days are deceptive if you're locked inside away from nature. Get out in the forest, let your eyes adjust, and all that sleepy scenery will lighten up the gloom. The short hike into this burial ground is a big part of what keeps me coming back. Finding a good place to leap Burbidge Brook is part of the fun. Hurtling across in hopes of not walking home with wet feet. I was spared that today, but only just. I may well be running away, filling my afternoon with gentle isolation, the quiet company that comes in having nothing between me and silence. The real appeal that drives me isn't history, not the non-existent desires of the dead or the ongoing expectations of the living. I come to feel the freedom of doing something insignificant. I want to work to exhaustion, tire my body and calm my mind, so sleep will settle a little heavier when night falls. The world has no demands on days like these, and no one will care about my efforts beyond a few descendants. It's one step up from busywork, only slightly more significant than digging a hole in any old ground. It took me 2 straight years of searching to find the Charlton grave, mounted by a single shattered limestone marker and a bit of tangled brush. An elderly neighbor finally showed me here, and we dug it up together, totally buried in a nondescript grove. I'm not even sure how he found it himself. One tree looks much the same as another to me, so they're not the best landmarks. And if not for his good memory, it might have been lost forever. So I took down the coordinates and made certain that time would remember this place where the dead still make me feel alive. Every time I've been back since that first visit, the long broken gravestone has been buried in leaves. Lying flat on the earth, it doesn't take long to get lost. So I'm here today to build a small dirt ramp, just enough to let the rain and wind keep it clean from the forest floor. It's not much, but a more complete solution would probably prove worse in the long run. If I were to cement the pieces and remount the marker to its base, it wouldn't be long before a branch or even an entire tree came down to break it worse than before. The safest approach is to leave it lying at a slight angle. Somewhere in the limbo between perfection and good enough is a gentle place I've always been happy to inhabit. This isn't the sort of pursuit you'd exactly call archaeology. It's not ancient enough to draw any academic interest, yet too old to hold the attention of living memory. I'm just here to fill that middle ground because I've got the time, interest, and physical ability to make an effort. There's no historical or social significance, no famous names or great deeds, just a reflection of very ordinary lives, like most of us descend from. It's well past 2 centuries since the burials. First was Mary Charlton in 1815, then her husband Henry the following year. From my understanding, this style of gravestone dates from somewhat later, at least the 1840s, so it was likely marked with a wooden cross until money was saved for something permanent. Far as I can figure, no one else ever joined them here. Their son Aaron was buried in Wilmot, and their daughter Experience up the road in Mount Hanley. They were all from Massachusetts, likely loyalists who came to Nova Scotia after the Revolutionary War. Neither of their children strayed far, but still out of sight from this humble stead, just in earshot of the dark Annapolis River, running almost silent, speechless as the dead themselves.